Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, aka Valerie Ames, and this is a continuation of. Hold on 1 minute here. We start over. Okay, sorry about that, beloveds. There we go. I had to turn my air conditioner off. It was being extra noisy right now. So, as I was saying, this is a continuation of a tarot reading that started um, with the Aquarius full moon. In the prior video to this one, two cards came forth. The grandmother's, which is the moon card in the actual tarot deck, and um, shoot, uh, renewal from the chakra deck. And like I said, those two are on the previous videos. This is a series of 4 videos, so it's chock full of information. And I'm going to begin it with the card that already came from, not the card, but a deck that I already used, but this card just screamed out to me, so I'm going to allow it to speak and put its wisdom into this video. The card itself is the Totem of Bowls, the Dolphins, the Swimmers. Hope you can see that. Here we go. And let's see what it says. Totem of Bowls, Dolphins, the Swimmers. Straightforward I travel, speaking the truth as I know it. I am here not only to console, but to give to others the tools with which they might lift themselves up. I will offer the ideas that free the mind and body and the heart from pain. My life will be lived as an example of harmony and balance among the creatures of earth. I always will seek to live in higher consciousness, the awareness of your presence in all that is. I will act as a warrior on the path of peace. My soul shall be impeccable. This is the lesson. Learn from the swimmers. Consider the dolphins, the whales, their patient and persistent love. Go to the ocean or a stream. Float on a still pond. Imagine yourself floating in Great Mother's arms, surrounded by liquid love in the sea of life. Empty your mind. Let the glistening fish colors, the soft shell shades, the gleaming subtle rock forms pervade your consciousness. Listen to the sounds of water, water creature. Be cleansed. Dissolve all obstacles. Absolve all friendships of any need for guilt. Let go. Feel your body weightless. Glide. Dive deeper into the pool of love. Watch the sun sparkle on the water until the scene becomes another enchanted world. Play with the waves. See the correlation of all things in your life. Be a fish. Become at home in the water element. Become at home in the easy push and pull of waves of love. Learn to live as if life were a stream, constantly nourishing. Be content in the here and now. Beloveds, I know why Mama wanted this card to speak, especially in this season, this particular time period of the Aquarius full moon in July, late July. It's very precise. It's very, like she said, straightforward. And this card came from the Medicine Woman in her guidebook by Carol Bridges, and it was my first tarot deck, and I love it so much. I started this these cards in the other video, but it cut off because my computer overheated, and so this is the first time they'll be read in this video. And these cards were taken from the Romance Angels Oracle deck, Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And the first one, beloveds, is religious factors. Religious factors. Okay? And let's see what it says. It says, your love life is influenced by your righteous upbringing and spiritual path. This card reveals that religion and spirituality are subtle but important factors in your love life. Perhaps you're looking for a relationship with a partner who shares your spiritual beliefs. If so, this card comes to you as guidance to seek your new partner at the church, temple, or meeting place associated with your faith. If you're currently with a partner who isn't spiritually minded or whose beliefs differ markedly from your own, you may feel dissatisfied. You may also be influenced by family traditions that expect you to marry within your own culture or religion. The romance angels are helping you address this issue, and they ask you to remain true to yourself during the process. Decide which factors you will and won't accept in your relationship and what your priorities are for your partner. For instance, it's possible that your love interest may live the spiritual principles that you find important. For example, forgiveness, charity, kindness, and the like, without having the same religious affiliation as you do. The angels remind you that your partner, like everyone, is a holy child of God. Everyone is spiritual in truth because everyone is spirit. Although it is not up to you to change your partner to match your spiritual path, your affirmations, prayers, and visualizations can have a positive influence on both of you and your relationship. And that is so very powerful in this, again, this Aquarius full moon period, because this is alchemical. This is an alchemical union. This is the refilling and the restoring. This is once again in alignment with the other videos. Is about the observer and the observation of existence. And this one is dealing with the romantic aspect. And while you're looking for a partner or you're with a partner, draw in and refill that spiritual connection that you have, and uplift and build each other up in it so that each of you can grow and realize that you're unique in your spiritual views, in your spiritual processes, in your spiritual needs. But you can quench and satisfy each other by sharing your views, by communicating what you received, what you observed, and asking questions. You're there to build with each other. You're there to mirror each other. You're there to hold sacred space for each other. So create that space, beloveds. The next card is You Deserve Love. You deserve love. And let's see what it says. It says, you deserve love. You are lovable. The romance angels are cheering you on in your quest for great love by letting you know that you deserve it. As a child of God, you're naturally a loving and lovable person, as is everyone. You have the right to be treated with kindness and respect by everyone in your life. If you have had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. This card is a reassurance that you do deserve it. You're a beautiful being of God, God's pure love and light. You're a beautiful being of God's pure love and light. No matter what any person has said or done to you, and no matter what happened in the past, God's handiwork can never be undone. The more you affirm, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving, the more this experience comes true for you. Again, beloveds, I'm going to repeat that because this is a time of great reflection, of mantras, of affirmations, and of reprogramming yourself, rebirthing yourself with a new identity, with a new role, and with a deeper sense of accurate knowledge of yourself. This is all coming from, say, phase 2 of the self inquiry. Again, that is, if you want to know what that is, go to the other videos in this series. So here we go. These are the 3 affirmations. I am lovable. I am loved. And I am loving. And beloveds, I shared recently about tapping. And tapping, you can find it online. You can find it on YouTube. But tapping is a way to connect with your senses, your bodies, your feelings, your mind, and your thoughts with the words you are speaking. So I like to tap here. Some people tap the third eye space. Some tap here. Some tap here. Some tap the mouth. Some tap the throat, the chakra. For this one, though, I like the heart. I am lovable. I am lovable. I am lovable. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loving. I am loving. I am loving. You're programming yourself. And you're also giving yourself what you need. You need that affirmation. You need that confirmation. You need that reminder. You need that touch. You need those words to nourish your soul and your spirit so that you can expand and evolve further and grow more, and that you can deepen the expanse of your sacred space. Affirmations help you believe spiritual truths at a deep unconscious level. This in turn allows you to attract loving people, relationships, and circumstances. And you definitely deserve that. And that is those cards. Next, I pulled 3 from the Esther Hicks Out of the Vortex deck, and we will go through those. This is the first one. It is card number 41. Making peace with my today will improve my future. That is a very deep card, beloved. I'm looking at this. I'm counting the stars. I have this thing with counting, and It is just me, and there are 9 of them on here, which just blows my mind. Isn't that a deep card? And it's dealing with time, and it's dealing with the aspect of today will improve my future, making peace with it. This is card number 41, which is a 5. It may sound odd, but the fastest way to get to a new and improved situation is to make peace with your current situation. By making lists of the most positive aspects you can find with your current situation, you then release your resistance to the improvements that are waiting for you. But if you rail against the injustices of your current situation, you hold yourself in vibrational alignment with what you do not want, and you cannot then move in the direction of improvement. It defies law. And so, beloveds, I am learning to embody the wisdom on this card with the current Trump situation, the Republic situation, the political arena, and a lot of the current things that are going on globally. Let me speak against that again. Speak on that again. That if you rail against the injustices of your current situation, you hold yourself in vibrational alignment with what you do not want, and you cannot then move in the direction of improvement. Now, I am a firm believer in protest, but I want you to understand the way in which you need to protest. You need to protest with the positive, from the positive view, from the solutions that you want, not what is happening that has been happening, because that's what you're lining up with, because that's where your focus is. So focus on the changes only. Speak only on the changes. Give birth to that. Let them know, let the universe know this is what I want, not that. I'm not going to even focus on that. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to concentrate it. I'm not going to give it any energy. I'm not going to feed it any oxygen. I'm only going to feed the solutions. I'm only going to utter and speak out of my being the positive solutions that need to be born. I don't have to keep repeating what is obvious. I need to speak on what is not obvious. And that is how change comes about. And that is the inquiry for solutions. And that is the suggestions for the positive. So this is a new way of fighting. This is the peaceful way. This is the path of peace. The path of peace. This is the path of unconditional love. You're no longer resisting what is unlovable. You are enforcing and empowering what is unconditional love and lovable. And this is what you deserve. This is what we all deserve. So give it your full energy, jam on it. That's that card. And the next card is card number 60. I can replace false premises with law-based premises. Wow, that is a total backup to that card. And this card is so powerful, beloveds. I'm looking at this spiral. I'm looking at the center of the spiral. I'm looking at the spiral starting from looking like hair tendrils from her, but also from this little galaxy over here where this other eye is. And I can replace false premises with law based premises. And she has two of premises in her hands. One is like a hot fuchsia pink, and the other one is a beautiful blue. So here we go. This is 60, which is a 6. I can replace false premises with law based premises. And so law based premises is universal law, beloveds. Let me show you this card so you can see what I'm speaking of. And I hope you see that galaxy next to that eye right there. And I hope you see the spiral on the hair and that goes to the galaxy and the two hands and all the premises that are also laws. Okay, this card says, there has been a theme unfolding here of replacing flawed premises with law-based premises. That's what I just spoke of without that other card. And we would like to leave you with a final one. We all make too much of all of this. It is simpler that we all make it out to be. We be easy about it. Be kind to yourself. Do things that feel fun. Look for things that bring you relief and just easily move into that place, your vortex, where all things that you want have already been lined up for you. So, Spirit Mama is telling us how to, excuse me, Mama is telling us how to achieve what we want. We have to reverse how we have been conditioned to approach problems. And we have to use different words and different energy to manifest what we want. Because we've been saying we want this, but we've been so focused on what we don't want, that is why it has continued. Because that is the mouth that we have fed, that is the stomach that we have fed. And so we have to start using universal laws and speaking from that perspective. And we're being told to do it in a way that is tapping into unconditional love, that is fun. So it's not a job, it's not a chore, it's not something that you have to toil and put your nose to the grind for. It's about creation. Creation brings everything alive, beloveds. When you are rebirthing, when you are making love, when you are orgasming, you are bringing in an energy that is truly pleasant and pleasing. And so what Mama is telling us with this, especially says within our vortex, okay, so our pleasure center, we are to expand upon that from the universal laws. And we are to speak certain things into being. And we are to live and align ourselves with certain thoughts, certain feelings, certain knowings, certain ways of being. Again, all of this comes in this Aquarius moon. All of this is, again, of the observer observing existence and giving you the best way to exist and to find your way out of the existence that you don't want and to give birth to the existence that you do. So, this is very powerful. Let me read it one more time. There has been a theme unfolding here of replacing flawed premises with law-based premises. and we would like to leave you with a final one. We all make too much of all of this. It is simpler than we all make it out to be. Be easy about it. Be kind to yourself. Do things that feel fun. Look for things that bring you relief and just easily move into that place, your vortex, where all things that you want have already been lined up for you. So this card is saying, beloveds, we're keeping ourselves from our treasures because we're not digging from it. We're holding on to old stuff. We're so full of the venom and the resistance and the ritual and the poisons because we haven't learned how to transform it or transmute it. And so this card is saying that just as we incarnated, there is a box of tools, a box of treasure that is for us. We just have to dig for it. And the way we dig is expanding our conscious awareness and understanding that you are deserving. Everything about this particular reading has been about how worthy you are of unconditional love and what unconditional love will provide you in your life. So it's not just being unconditional love, it's exploring unconditional love, it's manifesting and creating unconditional love in your surroundings, in your being, in all of your relationships. And this card is also saying, let go of blaming others for what they did or done to you. Let go. And that's not easy, believe me. I've had enough stuff to happen to me in my lifetime to know that it's not easy to let everything go. It's easy to say it, but to actually let it go. And then you can think, oh, I let that go. And then your mind takes you right back there. And you still, there's a surge of energy and you're like, damn. Allow yourself to keep letting it go. And that will lessen and lessen and lessen. The more you observe it, the more you check it, the more you align it, the more you clean it up, the more you polish it, the brighter it will shine. And what's jumping out at me, look for things that bring you relief. Bring you relief. Forgive. Forgiving and letting it go, knowing that we're all in this world and we all want unconditional love and we're all starved for it. And it's just now coming into our awareness what it is that we are actually longing for. So forgive those who have been struggling with what they didn't even know that they wanted or needed. Same with you. You know that prayer, forgive me my trespasses as I forgive those that trespass against me. It's all tied up together. Relieve yourself. You have boundaries. I'm not saying not have boundaries. I'm not saying just take everything. I'm saying relieve yourself of your burdens. I was listening to Erykah Badu Bag Lady earlier, just singing my ass off with it. And you're going to miss your bus. You're going to miss your bus. Simple as that. You got too much stuff. Okay, next card. It's number 49, which is a 13, which is a 4. Our opinions about our children can influence their behavior. That's deep. Our opinion about our children can influence their behavior. The more you see things in your child that you do not want to see, the more of that you will see. And so, the behavior you elicit from your child is more about you than it is about your child. This is actually true of all of your relationships. But since you think about your child more than you do of most others, your opinion about your child plays a greater role in its behavior. And beloved, your child, if you don't, hold on 1 second, my battery is low and I need to, okay, beloved, sorry about that. I had to plug up my computer, my battery was running low. So let's get right back into it. Um, the more you see things in your child, the more you do not want to see, the more of that you will see. And so the behavior that you elicit from your child is more about you than it is about your child. That means your child is actually, you're projecting onto your child, and your child is only reacting and responding to what is being projected at them or hurled on them or vomited all over them. And you've got to be more patient, and you've got to find better ways of communicating, and also accepting and acknowledging their unique individuality with unconditional love. And that is as easy as walking on water, okay? Because my children, I have two, they're both grown now. My daughter is, goodness, I think 36. No, 38. And my son just turned 30. So it is it is amazing. Okay? Raising children and how much we project ourselves, our views, our thoughts, our opinions, our laws, our morals, our expectations, our cruelty, our hurt and our pain on them. And this card is saying we need to see things more clearly. We need to see things from the child's point of view. Again, this goes to this Aquarius full moon with observing and observing the observer. You are the observer. You need to begin to observe how you interact, how you communicate. Are you just projecting from what's within you, and you expect everybody else to feel like that, think that way, be that way, act that way, look that way, dress that way, know what you know? I was like that with my children. I had to, once I learned better, I apologized to them because I came from old school. You do what I tell you to do. Don't worry about it. Where are we going? Don't you worry about it. And you only do what you know or what you're comfortable with. And so watch the way you interact. Observe the observer within you, beloveds, and start doing it. Know that you're doing it from a place of unconditional love for yourself and for others. And changes will begin to happen naturally. And if you do not have children, anything that you have created, anything that you have designed, any project that you have going on, are you projecting all of your negativity onto it? You know, the way you talk negative to yourself, are you projecting all of that onto your project? What about your relationships? We create relationships. We give birth to relationships? Are you observing what you are giving birth, have given birth to, or are trying to give birth to? Are you nourishing it, or are you killing it? Are you weeding it out? Are you being truthful and honest? Are you being present? Your opinion about your child plays a greater role in its behavior. So, your opinion about your project, about your relationship, about your child plays a bigger part than what you realize, because it's from that energy that you deal with it, that you hold sacred space for it. So if you're so condemning, judgmental, harsh, understand why you get the response and the reaction that you do. You you get what? How did that go? You get more flies with honey than vinegar. So be sweeter, beloveds. Be sweeter to your creations. Surround your creations with unconditional love. See them from that place. See them as gifts of spirit. Interact with your own thoughts and beliefs and knowledge differently. This is how you rebirth yourself. This is what rebirth is. And this is allowing this new energy, this full moon of Aquarius, this Aquarius age, to restore you to your original consciousness. Wow. Okay. That was that. The next card is Polar Bear. And this comes from the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides Oracle cards by Stephen D. Farmer. And the card that came forward for us to speak to us is the Polar Bear. And I just love this card. It's got so many little nuances that if you don't really look at it deeply, you don't see it. It says, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. Once again, we're being told how to be in this age of Aquarius. We're being told how to deal with our political situations and relationships. We're being told how to deal with our family relationships, with our interpersonal and personal relationships, with our relationships with ourselves. We received a lot of information in this Aquarius full moon series, beloveds. And I hope you really take the time to go through it, because there's some great spiritual nourishing foods in it. Again, this is the Polar Bear card. And like I say, I hope you see the little nuances, the snowflakes, and everything that's hidden in there almost, that you have to really look into the details of it to see. And I love how the polar bear is quartered off. That has a lot of significance for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 lines there. So again, that's chakra. Related. And the bear is seeking nourishment. So, beloveds, stand up for yourself. and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no outcome, with no attachment to the outcome. Let's see what the book says about this card. When you express yourself from your heart and from a place of power, it is an unbeatable combination. You don't need to growl or bully, nor do you need to fade into the background and deny yourself the opportunity to directly affect the situation. By showing up and being completely present, even when you're simply listening, you're a force to be reckoned with. Again, for me, that goes to what I just said um, about about the protesting, and that is speaking up for yourself. That is not enforcing the negative, but reinforcing unconditional love and universal laws and principles, and standing up for those laws. And while you stand up for them for yourself, you stand up for them for others. And this card said that a lot of times you don't even need to speak. It is just because of your listening presence that you have such an energy and a spirit and a force with you. You're taking up that whole room just by being present. You ain't got to say nothing because they know. They feel the energy. It's not just you. You got this big polar bear energy with you. Ancestral energies. Understand you are never alone. Let me keep going. And it says you don't need to bully. You don't need to growl. You don't need to get loud. You don't need to act a fool. You don't need to clown. You don't need to bring that attention to you. You don't need to be in the spotlight. Nor do you need to be so quiet, little mouse, that you hiding in the back and don't saying nothing. Say and understand your presence, beloveds. Ground yourself in yourself and observe yourself doing that as a child of God, as existence existing, as existence observing existence. You incarnated here for a purpose and a reason. Your presence is part of that purpose and reason. Be consciously aware and be present. Present your conscious awareness. Present your conscious awareness. Stand up for your conscious awareness. You don't have to back down. You don't have to debate nobody. You ain't got to put nobody in their place. You ain't got to do backflips or karate move. Be who you are. Know who you are. By showing up and being completely present, even when you're simply listening, you're a force to be reckoned with. Know that. Know that. And know that they know it too. Ask for what you want and see what happens. Don't get worked up about how it turns out. You may or may not get what you want, but at least your chances are much better if you do ask. So, beloveds, we are to get into the practice. We are to reprogram ourselves. We are to build a new foundation of asking, okay? And I want you to understand that asking is just like a prayer. So if you're not in the habit of praying, get in the habit of asking. And that asking is coming from your particular vortex. It's coming from your unique observation of what you need. And it will be given to you. Don't worry about the how, when, who, where. Ask. And stay aligned with that. Don't say, I didn't ask for it, but I know I ain't gonna get it. You just canceled it right there and then. The elders used to ask and say, if it's God's will, so it'll be. And that was that. They didn't say, God, I want it right now. They said, if it's your will. And went on about their business. Because they knew the universe would take care of them. As for setting boundaries with others, such as saying no to requests or demands, when you do so, they may respect those boundaries or try to test them. If they do test the limits you've set, stand your ground. Be clear. And don't apologize. That's a big one. Don't apologize. You are saving yourself. You are respecting yourself. You are loving yourself unconditionally when you set boundaries. Even if that other being does not believe that your boundaries are fair, it is not about them. It is not about their opinion. It is not about them being right or wrong. It is about your need for boundaries. You have the right to ask. You have the right to set boundaries. And let that person know, these are my boundaries. They're not set in stone. They may one day change, but for right now, these are my boundaries. Please respect them. And you don't have to apologize for setting them, because it's for your mental health, for your thoughts. It's for your feelings, emotional health. It's for your physical, biological health. It's for your spiritual health. It is for your unconditional love of yourself that you set these boundaries. I need a timeout. I need a break. Don't cross that line. Respect that. I love you enough to say I'm not completely cutting you out. I'm saying respect the boundaries. And we'll see where we can pick up from there. But respect the boundaries for now. Approach the situation with the purity and innocence of a child and the focused intensity of a true warrior, one who doesn't speak or act from anger, but from a place of truth and dignity. Know that when you do so, you'll have nothing to fear. And beloveds, I just want to speak as a child growing up. There were times me and my bestie, who did something, she would do something, or somebody said something, or something happened, and I couldn't stand in that moment. Whoo! I burnt up with fire and flame and wanted to kill her and fight her and slap her and everything else. And then soon as she said, well, I'm sorry, I didn't. That was it. That whole flame and fire and brimstone and lava and pyroclastic flow from the volcano, all of that went back down. And it was gone. And it was not remembered and regurgitated back at her. And the same with her for me. That's the pureness that is being spoken of between children. Children with their siblings. Children as a abused child. Verbally, mentally, emotionally. I still love my mother. But I hated her all too. But there's forgiveness. There are levels to everything, beloved. And allow yourself to know the complexities of your thoughts, your feelings, your biological responses. Understand that we are alchemical beings. We react. But the more you get in tune with yourself, and you set boundaries with yourself, that's self-discipline. This is going to cut off in a minute, so let me move forward, beloved. Associations of the polar bear: fearlessness, purity, leadership, powerful provider, self control, strength, wisdom, nobility, conservation, intensity, playfulness, and adaptability. And that is that card. Whoops. Okay, the next one I pulled from the Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards, again by Doreen Virtue. And I love these cards. That's the back of them. And the card that was pulled is Divine Intervention. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for being with, name the person in need, and for helping with, describe the situation. I have faith in divine intervention and I fully accept your guidance now. I'm being told to say, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for being with the human race and for helping with the COVID situation. I have faith in divine intervention and I fully accept your guidance now. And let's see what this card has to say. It says, this card indicates that your prayers have been heard and answered. The angels are working behind the scenes to effect the miracle you've requested. Stay filled with faith and trust as it is being rewarded. Please remember that the how and when of divine intervention usually occurs in surprising ways. So your prayer will likely be answered in an unexpected manner, yet in a way that brings blessings to everyone involved. Our minds are, the scriptures tell us, our minds are not like God's. We do not see the whole of everything. We do not see the macro and the micro. We do not see the multiverses. We do not see past the seasons and cycles. When we learn to do that, we'll be bad. But right now, we see fragments of things. So understand that things happen in one moment and you'll say, well, I didn't ask for that, but okay. And then years later, it'll boom and it'll make total sense. And you'll see that if that hadn't happened, nothing else would have. Understand that flow. Possible specific meanings. The angels are with the person for whom you're praying. Notice signs and intuition as this is divine guidance, giving you a roadmap to your answered prayers. Have patience with the process of divine timing. Have patience with the process of divine timing. We have become microwave babies, instantaneous. We want it right now, yesterday. But we're being told to have patience with divine timing. How many years have human beings been evolving? How many different earths, how many different epochs? And we're still sitting here arguing over black and white and race and this and this and that. Because divine timing is taking its time so that we get it the way we're supposed to get it. So we're not faking it. And if we have to suffer to get it because we're hard-headed, then that's the way we're going to get it. Universal laws tell us the way we're going to get things. So what we've put out is coming back to us. So we may not see all of that, but that's the reason for it. Trust and have faith. If you have patience with the process of divine timing, if you look, you'll find the hidden blessings within every situation. Trust and have faith. My prayer. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for being with the human race and for helping with COVID. I have faith in divine intervention and I fully accept your guidance now. And that is that card. And this is going to be the last card, beloveds. And it's coming from the Isis Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. And the card pulled was the Knot of Isis, energetic stabilizations with the buckle of the beloved. Let's get into it. It's on page 88. 8 and 8 is 16, which is 7, and 8 is also the mother's, the goddess number. So let's get into it. Energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. Each initiate has their own unique spiritual blueprint with particular skills, talents, and higher destinies unfolding that use their unique attributes. Beloveds, that is just vibrating for me right now. Each initiate has their own unique spiritual blueprint with particular skills, talents, and higher destinies unfolding that use their unique attributes. So even if you think a person is doing wrong or they just totally messed up, they're working out their blueprint with their talents to get to their higher destiny. And you don't get to judge them on their progress or their process. And that's unconditional love. And that's the observation, once again, of existence. And the wisdom of knowing what you're seeing, what you're witnessing, what you're bearing witness to. So that you don't take it so personal. Part of your spiritual blueprint is a special relationship to the energies of the goddess. This means that not only do you have the important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance too. You are now deepening your connection to her. You are under the spiritual guidance and protection of the divine feminine. Part of your high destiny this lifetime is to heal and flourish through the divine feminine in her many forms, especially in those forms that truly resonate and hold meaning for you. This healing will happen on your personal path and may well be part of the work that you offer in service to the world, which may be simply in how you live your life. This oracle brings special indication that your soul is braiding or twining with the divine feminine energies in a particular form. For some, that will be a specific goddess, and the energetic process will often be strong and deep. As I've stated before, mine is Inanna. And it's been a hell of a journey going down to that underworld and coming back up. The initiate will feel as if they're integrating the part of this goddess that is not just in them, but is a part of their own consciousness. It is a deeply personal, spiritually powerful, and beautiful growth experience for the soul. This process does not make you lose your individuality. If it is happening in a genuine way, you will not believe yourself to be the goddess in question. You will instead experience her as a part of your own being and your being a part of her. You will not cease to exist as an individual light, and yet you will have grown more into divine communion with the sacred divine feminine. So, beloveds, we're not speaking of possession. Understand the differences here. And like I said, computer is going to do something in a minute. So I'm going to keep going on. I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining what I'm saying. It's there. For others, there will be a sense of the divine feminine in many forms and faces, and you will enjoy her variety and vastness as you grow spiritually. You will not sense a particular goddess so much as you feel a deepening soul connection and awakening to the divine feminine principle, which is the animating force behind all goddess energies. So, beloveds, we're being told that there is two ways to receive this energy. One is experiencing it through being a part of that goddess. The other is being a part of the divine feminine force without a specific goddess. So, and that sometimes will fluctuate as well or come together. We're unique individuals, beloveds. How we receive, transmit, transform, and transmute is very unique. Don't try to be like somebody else. For still others, there will simply be a knowing that love for the divine feminine, whether a man or a woman, is a key part of your spiritual journey this lifetime. That is your important spiritual task, to just love her and be loved by her, living with honor and respect for the body, the earth, and being committed to grow in conscious awareness as to how to best express that love and respect it in a genuinely healing way. That is the third form. Wow. Whether you feel the connection with an individual goddess or the divine feminine more holistically, as your soul braids or twines, and that's simply uniting, merging, integrating with her, you will feel your awareness and consciousness of your own divine feminine nature becoming stronger, more integrated, and more balanced part of your life, and a sense of self. The body will also be integrating this shift in your soul, as any work with the feminine energies help bring body and soul light together, blending the physical and inner worlds of light together until they begin to feel very connected and harmonized. Eventually, as this process continues, when you feel your body, you will feel your soul light presence there. That is why I became celibate once again, to bring about the total harmonies, the total alignments within myself. And when I began to put my celibacy down, I will begin integrating the different flows from a higher place of conscious awareness built upon unconditional love, where it was not before. It was just going through with rituals and doing this and doing that and being present. But now I'm reborn. So there's a whole different everything that has to be taken into consideration. So I'm looking forward to it, but it's also very deep, and I know that Spirit will let me know when I'm fully ready to begin that. So let's see, TMI. Let's see. Okay. There will be no distinction between your soul and your body. It is a magnificent, luminous, joyful state of wonder to embody. People will be asking you what you have been doing to have such a beautiful inner glow. Okay? As an initiate of the divine feminine, you are offered a sacred tool to assist you in integrating and honoring her energies for your own benefit. and for the benefit of the human collective. This tool will help your soul blend with the divine feminine in higher vibration, and this in turn will naturally draw body and soul into deeper connection and harmony. You are invited to experience this sacred tool for yourself by calling upon the sacred healing and protection of the knot of Isis. And with yourself or with a partner, beloveds, um, even if it's just with a sheet or a rope or a cord, unite it, tie it around yourself, make it into a ritual, a part of your experience, and observe the energy and the connection with it and what it needs. Be consciously aware. The knot or buckle of Isis protects, guides, and stabilizes your energy field whilst it is in transition from one state to another. It is especially useful for spiritual growth with the feminine energies because these are intimately related to the body and the relationship between the soul and body, creating light within the body, connecting soul and body as one consciousness, harmonious, illuminated being. The knot of Isis is like a container that holds you together, and whilst inside in a gentle way, you fall apart enough that you can be reorganized, restructured, and reformed within the sacred container of the sacred knot. Once you are stable in your soul structure, the knot is no longer needed until the next transition point in your relationship between your body of growing light and your soul as they become more fully united as one. And beloved, as I was reading that, I was shown the Kundalini serpent being put in a bowl, so to speak, and just doing its thing, shedding skin, unraveling, twisting, dancing, how whatever you want to say. You know how a snake moves, and that Kundalini is a serpent. It's a primordial serpent, the most ancient. It's a current within you, and when you put it in a bowl, this Isis knot, this belt, and allow it to be reborn as a ritual and put it back and untie it and let it make your own how you choose to do it. But that just, like I said, that just appeared in my consciousness to share. So I shared. You may call for the knot of Isis as a symbol that you visualize or an energetic support structure that you may not perceive directly but will feel in effect. A sense of being held safe and firm to the perfect degree. Anytime you need this, you can do the ritual that follows or the simple invocation beneath it, as long as it is prefaced with "in unconditional love." You shall be supported in exactly the way that best serves you. Because you are integrating high-level vibrational energies, rest and meditation, ocean swims, and time in nature, as well as working with pyramids of light and crystal, can assist you with this soul twining process now too. Listen to your body soul as it grows with divine feminine wisdom and trust that she will guide you, whether man or woman, deeper into your own healing which benefits us all. This oracle comes as clear confirmation that you are integrating high-level vibrational energy. If you have been wondering if your dreams, intuitions, goddess-related meditations, and communications are genuine, then this oracle serves as confirmation. If you have pulled the Lady of the Stars card along with this oracle of the knot, we haven't done that, so I don't need to get into that. Um, I will read the ritual. You may like to start with the incantation of the knot of Isis below and then continue. Close your eyes and imagine that you are being gently rocked in a vibrant red candle that feels safe and stable, neither too small nor too large. It is just the right size, shape, and movement for you to feel perfectly comfortable. The cradle radiates the most beautiful red you have ever sorry. The cradle radiates the most beautiful red you have ever seen or felt, vibrant and glowing, and in it you feel safe, secure, and loved. Within it, you can grow, and magically, the cradle grows as you do so. It is always the perfect shape and size for you. Allow yourself to grow as large as you like. Your energy field growing, pulsing, and expanding with light and strength, with divine goddess energies, until you feel as large, strong, and potent as is right for you at this time. At all times, the candle holds you perfectly. This candle is a symbol for the knot of Isis, and you are held. Stay with the feeling of this for as long as necessary, and then say, in all ways, I am held and safe as I grow strong and take my place in my high spiritual destiny for the benefit of all humanity. The knot of Isis supports me in love and light, and of my own free will, so be it. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. And now we're going to invoke, this is invoking the knot of Isis. And you can say this incantation to assist you with energy fluctuations and their symptoms, such as headaches, problems regulating body temperature after energy work, and times when you sense something is happening within your own energy body and just want additional support. It is useful at the beginning of the healing visualization above. In unconditional love, I call forth the Isis knot. I am held in love like a babe in a cot. The buckle of the beloved has me secure as my energy field now does mature. The goddess within my body and soul, the knot of Isis, helps me grow whole. And that is that card, and that is the complete reading for the Aquarius full moon, the observer observing, and the self inquiry, and just everything that has been coming up for me um, in this cycle, this phase of time that we are currently in. And if you know someone who can benefit from these videos, this series, please feel free to share with them. Also, as well, you can find me on Facebook as Valerie Ames. I'm also on Blog Talk Radio as Mother with Wisdom. And I am evolving and growing, and my destiny says things are going to be growing a lot bigger. What that means, how that looks, I'm just going with the flow now, leaving it in the hands of the angels to arrange and do what they need to do to, and I'll show up and I'm there. I've asked, and now I'm just like, okay. And so, beloveds, like I said, I hope you listen to the series. I hope you watch the series. And I hope it answers some of your questions about yourself as as a spiritual individual and as part of the spiritual collective, as well as I hope it helps you to identify yourself as the observer, as that which has no beginning and has no ending. which chose to incarnate as a unique essence of itself in this particular time with a very specific person. There's nothing random or mistaken about the wisdom of existence, beloveds. And that wisdom is within each of us. Even when we look at something and say, that's stupid, that don't make sense, it has meaning, it has purpose. Whether you understand it right now, but like my mama used to say, long as you keep living, keep living. Never think that you know everything, because change is a given. Watch, observe yourself with your judgment. Understand that only God can judge, and because God sees the heart and God weighs the heart. You don't weigh the heart, you don't see the heart. So that's it, beloveds, and namaste.